Welcome to the Mindset RX podcast, a show for functional athletes who want to gain a champ's mindset. Before I get into today's show, it's a good time to announce that the next Inner Athlete Performance Camp is starting very, very soon. If you haven't heard about the Inner Athlete Performance Camp, it's a now 10-week process, all online, all in a group for athletes who want to transform their mindset in order to start becoming the athlete they dream of being, whether that's at the start of your CrossFit journey or whether you are aiming for the games, aiming for a podium at the games. This is for you. The Inner Athlete Performance Camp is 10 weeks of dedicated mindset work for athletes who want to transform their mindset, who want to become the best version of themselves. It's limited to 10 people every single session. We have I think it's 6 more places. Like, before we've even started talking about this, there's 4 people already signed up for this one. So 6 more places. If you want to join, then you have to apply first. And the best way to do this is head to mindsetrx.com/coaching. Or if you just actually head to mindsetrx.com and just have a click around, and you'll find the adverts and find the kind of the notifications. And if you go to the top and you search or if you click the bit that says coaching at the top, you'll find out a bunch more information about it. And you'll find like testimonials and people you've worked with before, or I've worked with. So if you go along the top and you click the bit that says coaching, you'll find a bunch more information about the Inner Athlete Performance Camp, and so much more cool stuff about that. Anyway, 10 weeks transforming your mindset to become the best athlete possible. We are launching on the 29th of October. So that's the next one, very, very soon. So just a couple of weeks away. Cannot wait to get this group running through, and hopefully you'll be a part of it. So mindsetrx.com, click the button that says coaching, and we shall take you through the process from there. By the way, you have to apply, and then you can jump on a call with me and we can discuss all the details, including price and all the things that you actually want to kind of that you need to know before you sign up. So it's not a commitment when you apply. It's just like, you've expressed your interest, we'll be in touch, we'll give you all the information you need. So the Inner Athlete Performance Camp starting on October the 29th, and then there won't be another one for at least 6 weeks after that. So hopefully we'll see you in there. Okay, today's show is about, honestly, me. And funnily enough, it's just a few days after I recorded a podcast about mental health, because on Wednesday, for the very first time, I found myself completely floored in terms of mindset. Like, literally crouched down on the floor, and I can laugh about it now, but crouched down on the floor, just feeling the stress of everything. And I knew that was going to impact my training, or I felt like it was going to impact my training. And just to give you an insight into kind of why I had it, I suddenly realized, or it dawned upon me, the importance of what I'm doing, the size that Mindset RX has to grow to. So you see, it's nothing to do with training already. The size it has to grow to, the kind of the responsibility of not only being responsible for the mindset of the athletes that I work with, which is closing in on 1,000 athletes that have been through the Mindset RX system or who are currently within Mindset RX. And I'm now responsible for them, but not only them, the coaches that work for me, as well as providing for Harriet, my girlfriend, as well as providing for any kind of future that we have together. It suddenly dawned on me, this responsibility. And for the first time in years, I felt myself absolutely crushed by this. I just felt like the world kind of like almost swallowed me up. I was stood almost where I am now, and I just had to take a knee. And I spent years in that way. So to have that feeling back was terrifying. I'll be honest with you, is very, very hard to suddenly be stuck back in how I used to feel. And you can imagine, like, I'm the mindset guy for CrossFit athletes. So feeling my own mindset struggles was like another thing that we all get, like, oh, you're not good enough to do this. Like, and I know you guys feel the same way, and from time to time, it's like this underlying feeling of I'm not good enough. But for me, I haven't felt that significantly for years. Of course, we always get like the kind of the mental babble around it, but to really be hit that hard was shocking, actually. It was terrifying. It was shocking. But there's a few reasons I'm telling you this. The first is the fact that through the work that I've done, I was able to regain control over it. And that is something that I never used to be able to do. The work that I've kind of put myself through, and essentially the Mindset RX system I've managed to put myself through, I regained that control over the moment. And it took a few hours, but it wasn't a few months like it used to be. Yeah, so that's the first thing. And more importantly than the system works, it is possible. No matter how, what level you're at, it is possible to regain that control. And this applies not just to your life, but to your training alongside it. Okay, this is you can imagine those days when you don't want to train. If you can regain control, you're way ahead of them. Number 2 is maybe the most important one. Just because you work on your mindset does not make you invincible. Now, I've been working on my mindset for years now, consistently for years, and before that, I've worked on it sporadically as well. I've been interested in this world for years. It does not make me infallible, or it does not mean that I will not have these things happen. But when they do, it's much easier to gain control. It's much easier to gain perspective. And the third, and maybe this is the most important one actually, maybe this is the most important thing, I knew that if I kept this bottled up inside me and refused to see it and refused to tell anyone else about it, it would eat away at me. And I know where that's led to in the past. That has led to me being fearful and not opening up and burying my head in sand and pretending I do not have a problem. So there was 2 things. Firstly, admit it to yourself, or admit it to myself in this situation, that I've got something that I need to work on. I need to overcome this. I need to work on this. I need to, what's the right way to say this? I need to see it clearly. I need to observe it and not shy away from it. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2 is I needed to speak to other people, get some perspective, because I knew when I verbalized it, it was much easier to see. So having someone like Harriet, who is as close to a full-time carer as I can possibly have, having that person that you can open up to is key. And that's the last thing I'd say to you. If you're struggling, admit it to yourself, then explain it to someone else who can listen with a compassionate ear. If you enjoyed the show, please leave a 5-star review, because I think this is a very helpful thing for people to hear. And if you leave a 5-star review, more people will hear about it. Okay, so head over to iTunes or whatever. If you're not going to do that, don't worry. I hope you enjoyed the show. And of course, remember, if you're an athlete who's interested in mastering their mindset, you can head to mindsetrx.com, click the button that's there that says coaching, and you can apply for that 10-week kind of like a mindset transformation process, where we will completely teach you the foundations of mindset, so you go away with that, or go away from the course with a practice that's going to stay with you for the rest of your life and will keep growing with you as you as an athlete keep growing. So one more time, head to mindsetrx.com, click the button that says coaching, and then click the apply now kind of little section, and we can take you through all the process. We can give you all the details after that, and you can even get a chance to speak to me on the phone. Anyway, I'll speak to you very soon on another podcast, and keep on crushing training.